State versus Eric Gonzalez Lopez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Defense?
Kathy Compton for Mr. Gonzalez Lopez.
And we have and are you Eric Gonzalez Lopez?
Yes,
Sir, did you review the documents entitled admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes,
You're charged with aggravated kidnapping. That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
yes,
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor, we've discussed all of the aspects of the case.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
no,
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
I'm sorry,
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea bargain agreement you've reached?
no,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
no,
Counsel, were you able to confer with your client concerning the impact this plea will have on his immigration status?
Yes, Your Honor, and I would like to state for the record that I'm board certified in criminal law, but I've also been an immigration practitioner for about 20 plus years. And I did explain to him what these certain consequences of a plea in this case would be for him.
All right. Mr. Gonzalez, Lopez, do you understand the consequences of entering into this plea bargain agreement and the impact it will have on your immigration status?
yes,
Do you understand by entering into this plea, you will be deported and not allowed re-entry into the United States?
I do understand.
And you do understand that you will not be denied naturalization?
Yes,
Knowing this, do you still wish to continue with the plea?
yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
yes,
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. Did you understand there's a $2,000 fine? If the court finds from the stipulated evidence that a weapon was used, there will be an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There are no applications and there is to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that to be your plea?
yes,
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Into the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
no contest.
State, any evidence?
You know, states one in attachments.
No objection.
And state, have you spoken to the complainant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are asking to do so, yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I would just request that you follow the plea bargain. It's been a very lengthy negotiation. My client is quite young and he was, while not trying to deny any of the responsibility and certainly he understands what he did was definitely not something he should have done. He's extremely young at the time of this offense, and he was one of the lesser actors, I guess you would say, in the incident. So we're just asking that you follow the plea bargain and sentence him to the 5 years that we negotiated.
All right, the court will find you guilty, sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's to be no contact with the complainant. There's to be no re-entry into the United States. And there's to be no contact with the following persons. Fräulein, Guzman, Velasquez, Randy Lopez Benitez, Hector Lopez Najera. All right, is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Your Honor, I would ask the court to consider allowing him contact with, I believe, Froilan, who is his stepfather, and his mother and Froilan are married.
All
So
right,
just,
but these are United States orders. You're not allowed re-entry into the United States. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right,
thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
yes,
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
yes, I do understand.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You're young, but that is no excuse to try to build your happiness off somebody else's misery. The people that you did this to were trying to come here, and you, your family, treated them badly. That's not allowed. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
May I be excused?
Yes. State of Texas versus Hector Manuel Lopez Najera. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Orlando Ruiz for the defense.
And are you Mr. Lopez Najera?
Yes.
Mr. Najera, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand your charge, or at least the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of kidnapping? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent.
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is, Your Honor, or was.
Mr. Najera, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
Could you repeat the question, Your Honor?
Has anyone promised you anything other than your plea bargain agreement?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Counsel, did you advise your client of the consequences of entering a plea in this cause number as it relates to any immigration consequences?
Yes, Your Honor, just for the court, so where a Padilla letter was ordered 6 months ago. That should have been done.
And was it completed?
I believe it was, Judge. And I also did explain to him that he's probably going to be deported with this type of conviction on his record.
All right. Well, you know, according to case law, they no longer let you say probably.
He
So,
will be deported.
all right, Mr. Najera, did you have a chance to speak with an immigration attorney regarding your plea in this case?
Yes,
Did that attorney inform you of the possible consequences of entering a plea of guilty or no contest as it relates to your immigration status?
yes,
That those consequences include deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or the denial of naturalization?
yes,
Did you understand the consequences of entering a plea bargain agreement in this case as it relates to your immigration status?
yes,
And knowing those consequences, do you still wish to enter into a plea in this cause?
yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the document entitled plea bargain agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it?
yes,
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of kidnapping. Punishments be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There are no applications. You are to admit that you acted as a party with Fraulein Guzman Velasquez, Eric Alexander Lopez Gonzalez, and Randy Lopez Benitez. Did you understand that to be the plea?
yes,
And do you agree that in regards to this offense, you were acting in concert with Fraulein Guzman Velasquez, Eric Alexander Lopez Gonzalez, and Randy Lopez Benitez?
yes,
Do you understand that to be the plea?
yes,
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
yes,
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
yes,
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Not at this moment, Judge.
Then to the offense of kidnapping, how do you plea? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
guilty,
State any evidence.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
And no objections, Your Honor, for purposes of the plea.
All right, you may continue to confer. Mr. Najera, did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes,
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
yes,
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court is reviewing the same. After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of kidnapping. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Johan Martinez Vela. The court finds that you've admitted to acting in concert with Fraulein Guzman Velasquez, Eric Alexander Lopez Gonzalez and Randy Lopez Benitez. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. You're going to have to make better decisions. You're not allowed to re-enter the United States. Is he here legally or no?
No.
The other thing, we'll go back on the record. As a part of the plea bargain agreement, you are not allowed to enter the United States illegally. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Developing now, 4 men are accused of kidnapping a teenage girl and asking for money to let her go. The 17-year-old was taken Tuesday night, just before midnight. A family member said the girl went outside on Bandera near Northwest 36th Street and then disappeared. The relative received a call to hand over the money or they would hurt her. Police later found the suspects at a different address. They were arrested and charged with aggravated kidnapping.